guys, MadHooker here. One of my favorite all-time fighters is Jack Dempsey, and this is his book, Championship Fighting. Explosive punching and aggressive defense. If you do not have a copy of this book, it's really cheap to find. Amazon or other websites sell it for around $20. So if you don't have it, you have to purchase this book. A lot of good nuggets, good insights are in this book. Now that we've covered your stance, your footwork, and the power line, and the 4 different methods to generate punching power, getting your body weight into your punches. Now we're going to start with straight punches. There's 2 different types of straight punches that Jack Dempsey talks about in his book. The first one is used with the fallen step. Okay, he calls this jolts, J-O-L-T, like a jolt. He calls it a straight jolt, either a left straight jolt or a right straight jolt. Okay, so let's focus on, we'll start with the left and then we'll go to the right. So remember, you're in that medium crouch here, okay? Medium crouch. I'm going to execute the fallen step with the trigger step. The leg spring, which makes the trigger step. So I'm here, I'm going to fall forward. I can point my finger, but I'm going to do that vertical fist. Okay, I'm going to make sure I make it long. Remember, I'm here, I fall forward. You see where it's almost like a battling ram. And then I'm actually, when I extend it out, that adds extra punching power and body weight into the punch. So I'm here, I'm going to fall forward and then extend that lead hand out. Vertical fist, and then I'm going to bring my rear hand up. Jack Dempsey calls it the guardian hand or the knife hand. Keeping it up here for defense in case they cross over the top. So I'm in that medium crouch and I'm going to execute that straight jolt. And it's going to feel weird at first because everybody's used to snapping the jab, snapping the jab. So remember, this is designed by Jack Dempsey to be a power punch. Okay, he talks a lot about fist fighting, street fighting in that book, and then making all your punches as powerful as you can. So again, the left straight jolt. I'm going to use the leg spring right here and the fallen step. Right there, again, I'm going to go here. Okay, so now I'm going to hit the heavy bag a few times. I am going to put some bag gloves on so I don't tear my knuckles up. One of the best pair of bag gloves you can get are these old school leather bag gloves, or they call them speed bag gloves. They don't have very much padding, but they stop your knuckles from getting scraped up, and they really help develop your hand and wrist and forearm strength to really get you to punching good. Remember, a big part of Jack Dempsey's book is street fighting, or fist fighting for self-defense. Okay, so you got to really strengthen up your hands so you don't avoid as many injuries as you can. And that's why he talks about when you hit with the power line in the 3-knuckle landing, that you're really, once you make the perfect alignment, you're really saving your hands also. He mentions in the book that when people started hooking and swinging more, like loosening up the hooks, looking for knockouts, that there more hand injuries happen because of that. So let's do the left jolt on the heavy bag. Remember, I'm going to use it out of that leg spring and that falling step, or the trigger step. So I'm here, I'm in that medium crouch. Remember, when you're in that, if you're tall, it's kind of harder to go forward. All right, you want that medium crouch so you can explode, generate that explosive power off that back leg. So when I'm here, all right, I'm just going to extend it out, extend the out, and use my body weight and get it into the punch. So I'm here, right there. I can move around, use the fallen step. Once I hit, I drive through the target, and then I bring the hand back. I'm not pushing, I'm bringing it back. More snapping the punch. So I'm here, moving back out. Really focusing on that 3-knuckle landing. Now that we executed the left straight jolt, let's work on that right jolt. So, just like how we initiated the left jolt is with the falling step and the leg spring, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fall forward, but this time I'm going to rotate my shoulders a little bit and then drive that vertical fist, aiming at the 3-knuckle landing at the target. So again, Now, this is another thing you got to understand, that he talks about these 4 methods of explosive body weight movements, okay? A lot of when you start throwing punches is a combination of 1, 2, or 3 of those movements. So let me give you an example. So not only am I going to do the fallen step, okay, I'm going to do the leg spring, that's number 2, but I'm also going to rotate my shoulders and drive the shoulder. What is it called when I rotate my shoulders? The shoulder whirl. So I'm doing all 3 movements into the punch. Because it's a rear punch, I got to rotate my upper body. So I'm adding in the shoulder whirl, the fallen step, and the leg spring. So again, I'm in that medium crouch, fall forward and land with that punch, and then I can get the knife hand up for defense. So again, I'm here, right there. You can see where I can just really feel my body weight going into that straight jolt. So that is the left straight jolt and the right straight jolt. Like I said at the beginning of this video, there's different straight punches that Jack Dempsey talks about in his book. The first 2 are the jolts. That's used out of the fallen step, and then it's used with that vertical fist landing with the bottom 3 knuckles. The second variation of straight punches that he talks about is out of the shoulder whirl. What's the shoulder whirl? Remember, I'm rotating the shoulders left to right, twisting my upper body, getting my body weight into each punch. Now, when he talks about straight punches from the shoulder whirl, instead of throwing the vertical fist, the power line changes to where you go to that horizontal fist. So again, just a quick review, the straight jolt power line is forward because I'm using the fallen step. I'm generating momentum by moving straight forward, dumping my body weight into my punch. Now the shoulder whirl, when you throw straight punches, is used more stationary, not really stepping. So when I stand in front of the bag, I'm going to do that rear straight. Now the power line, because I'm rotating my body, my shoulders, the power line changes because I'm going into those 3 knuckles from this position, okay? So, just a quick simple tip, when you throw your straight vertical fist punches is off the fallen step by falling forward, okay? Falling forward. Now when you do your horizontal fist straight punches, you're gonna do the shoulder whirl. Now you're gonna see that the more you do the more body mechanics, more vigorously or explosive you throw your straight punches from the shoulder whirl, they tend to open up a little bit and start looping a little bit. And that's natural. You want to try to keep it as straight as possible, but that's natural because the more you shoulder whirl, the more your body wants to hook with the arms, okay? That's why you just got to practice to keep them straight. So again, I'm in that medium crouch, I'm just going to shoulder roll into this punch, and then I can come back with the left. You see I'm rotating the shoulders. Rotating the shoulders back and forth. I'm still aiming with that second knuckle, and I'm still hitting with the bottom 3 knuckles. I'm not turning the fist in. I'm still hitting with the same knuckle placement. So again, shoulder roll, straight punches with the shoulder whirl. So a lot of times he talks about in the book of doing that stationary. But he also mentions that you can add in a fallen step. Like I said previously, almost all the different punches that Jack Dempsey teaches, either straight punches, hooks, uppercuts, shovel hooks, is you're doing a combination of the 4 body weight movements. So the fallen step, the leg spring, the hip hunch, and the shoulder whirl. You're doing a combination. So I can actually do a fallen step. I can fall and then shoulder whirl into that straight punch, hitting with that horizontal fist. Okay? And then I can fall, step forward and hit this one. This is called a shift, shifting footwork. I'll talk about that later in a different video, or it could be the same video, probably a different video. It's called shifting. But, so, you can step, do a fallen step, then you're actually doing the shoulder whirl too. So that is the 4, well basically 4 different straight punches that Jack Dempsey teaches, just because of left, right, and so forth. So just a quick review. You got your left jolt, okay? Jolt out of the fallen step. Okay, preserving the power line with the vertical fist with the 3-knuckle landing. Then you got that rear jolt where I add a little more shoulder whirl into it because it's a rear punch and I got to rotate, but I'm still doing the fallen step and falling into the punch, which means I got to use the vertical fist to preserve the power line. So I'm here, okay, I'm just going to step forward. Remember, it can be long or it can be short. A fallen step can be short. Boom, it can be right there. And then the second, the third, and the fourth one is your straight punches where you use the horizontal fist out of the shoulder whirl. So if I stand stationary, okay, I'm using that shoulder roll, hitting with the bottom 3 knuckles, using the horizontal fist. Now I'm just going to move around. I'm going to do work on a couple jolts, a left or a right jolt, and then maybe go into the straight punches out of the shoulder roll. So I'm here working the bag. Working those jolts, and then I might just go back, work the jolts. So you can see the difference. Fallen step with the straight jolts and straight punches with the shoulder whirl. So now that we did straight punches out of that shoulder whirl, preserving the power line using that horizontal fist with that 3-knuckle landing. Remember, whatever can go to the head can go to the body. So when I'm throwing my straight punches to the body, I'm gonna actually use a combination of the fallen step, the leg spring, the shoulder whirl, but now to preserve the power line, I'm gonna use that horizontal fist, just like how I use the shoulder whirl and throw the straight punches to the head. So if I throw that straight right to the body, I can use the fallen step, then do the shoulder roll, and then hit with that horizontal fist, landing with those 3 knuckles. Same thing for the body jab. I can step in, use the fallen step, or I can just do that shoulder whirl here and then throw that straight punch to the body. Usually Jack Dempsey teaches when you throw straight punches to the body, you're going to keep the knife hand up or the guarding hand. So I might be here or I might be here. So that is throwing straight punches to the body.